Access to playoffs. For more info, visit lakings.com/memberships. 1-0 Colorado, a weird goal for the Avs to open the scoring, but a goal for Gabriel Landeskog nevertheless. Darryl, what do you make of this one so far?
Well, the Kings have come out of the gate real strong. They're getting in on the forecheck. They're filtering pucks towards the net, outshooting Colorado 7-4. They have maybe not been rewarded for the pucks they've thrown at the net, but a great example of what Colorado did on their goal. Simple play, throw the puck down low, and you get themselves a bounce. Kings definitely are looking for a bounce. They've worked hard enough to get one. They just haven't had that puck luck yet.
They've had a couple of deflected pucks that have dribbled just wide of the Avalanche goal. The Avs try to step in, and a centering pass intercepted by the Kings. Dropped around the wall by Byfield, and Anderson sent it out to center ice. And now up the right wing, LaFerriere in deep, shoots over the goal, kicks to the blue line. Byfield to the left point, holds it in. Shoots it into the corner, knocked away. Byfield drops it back to the blue line. Anderson, shot blocked. LaFerriere shoots, blocked out of play behind the goal with 7:35 to go.
A nice job by the Avalanche coming out and challenging that rebound, that block shot. LaFerriere came right to him in the slot. He tried to throw it right back in the net quickly. Makar, along with a couple of other Avalanche players, they closed quickly on that puck.
Kings will change personnel for the ozone draw. They'll send out Kopitar, Kempe, Panarin. The three forwards along with Clark and Edmondson, the D pair. This is the 5 we've seen for the Kings for ozone faceoffs, seemingly 90% of the time the last 3 weeks. Kopitar wins the draw and Clark shoots it deep. Behind the goal, Panarin. It jumped off his stick. Kopitar collects, gives it back to Panarin, and up the near wall, Edmondson shoots wide left. Maybe blockered away by the goaltender, Wedgwood. Clark holds it in. It deflects out high, swats it into the zone. Kings are called for a hand pass.
Not a bad play there by Clark because he had dropped his stick. So if he doesn't make the hand pass, chances of defending against an Avalanche forward coming at him full speed are going to be a little bit more difficult. Put him in a position where he's vulnerable to take a penalty. So good decision there by the youngster.
Yeah, hey, you take a hand pass and the face-off comes out of the zone, or you swat it with your hand. It goes off of an Avalanche player and the Kings regain possession.
Yep. Only good things can happen from what he did there.
Neutralized face-off. It fell between the skates of Landeskog. Back to the Avalanche zone. And now Waugh out to center ice. Rolled it to the middle. Kulak steps in. Drops it to Kadri, but it was behind him at the blue line. Forced out to center ice, and now Malinsky retreats. What an ad Sam Malinsky has been these last couple of seasons for Colorado. Young defenseman out of Cornell. Jared Bednar was asked the other day why the team has been so successful finding these college free agents whenever they wrap up their NCAA season. And he says, well, it's credit to the coaching staff and the scouts and the development coaches, but also we got to take flyers on some college free agents when you trade away all your picks to add other assets. Kings step in over to Panarin. Stretch pass is deflected away out to center ice. And now taken away, Kadri in right circle toward the middle. A backhander, Fandon, taken away by the Kings. And then a couple of guys go crashing into the Kings net, dislodging it with 6:27 remaining.
Yeah, Kings dodge a bullet right there. A 2-on-1 coming back and unable to make a clean play at the net. They got the pass. Kadri lifted it over to the fender. He got it across. And on the other side, Kelly just wasn't able to handle the puck clean. And even with the miscue, it almost bounced in. On that particular shift, the Kings up front, they had Kuzmenko and Panarin both out there together, along with Lawton up the middle.
So that is something that I'm not sure people expected to see. Put two crafty offensive players together and see what happens. Kuzmenko has not played since February 25th. DJ Smith had told us that it's been tough for Kuzmenko because he'd been out for so long. And then once he joined the team in the playoffs, he'd only had really one 20-minute practice with the group before he comes back in to play tonight.
Yeah, and that's what we see again here for this shift is both Panarin and Kuzmenko on the wings with Lawton against the McKinnon line.
McKinnon wins the draw on right wing. Makar skates in deep, tried to center. It's blocked and covered by Forsberg at the near post.
Now we'll see whether or not DJ Smith allows that trio to stay on the ice. No, it looks like Byfield's going to come out. His entire line will step up over the board. So a little surprised that DJ Smith put them on the defensive zone for that faceoff. Not surprised that they put him at the offensive end because of the skill set that the two wingers have. But give him a little bit of a chance defensively. No harm from it, and the lines will change.
Byfield against McKinnon here to Forsberg's left and wins the draw. Doughty beneath the near circle. Instead of dropping it back, he spins up the wall. Nice move. Hands it to Byfield. Up the left wing. The pass to Moore was blocked and sent back to Anderson at the Allied blue line. Doughty swings it ahead, tipped by the Kings, intercepted by the Avalanche, and Taves clears it out to center ice. And then dropped back to Makar. He and Taves will recalibrate in the Avalanche zone, leading 1-0. 6 minutes to play in the first. They shoot the puck clockwise around the wall in the Kings zone. Icing waved off. It's behind the goal, and Byfield will scoop it up in stride behind the Kings net and look out to center ice. Now he will turn away. Rolls it across to Doughty. Avalanche will change. Now Byfield right to left into the zone. Byfield shoots wide left. He whistled a wrister wide of the goal. Moore bumped down to the ice in the corner. Tries to keep it moving. And up the wall to Ferrier. Runs it into Chushkin. And then Moore comes over. He'll send it behind the net. Samuel Hellenius has got it. Bumped by Josh Manson. Tries to skate behind the goal. Knocked off his stick. Penalty upcoming against Colorado. And touched up by the Avalanche. Kings going to go to the power play with 5:16 remaining in period one.
Oh, good shift out there by that group. I like the way Byfield made his way up the ice. He had the puck initially, started skating out, dropped it to the defender, and then came back underneath the play. So when he got the return feed, Colorado had just made a line change. He had all kinds of speed. They couldn't touch him. He got inside the line, put a shot off the mark, but that led to offensive zone time and the penalty to Manson.
We'll take a break. Manson to the penalty box. Kings to the power play, trailing 1-0, 5:16. Remaining in the first period of Game 3 on the ESPN LA. King
formation. Clark over to Kempe, well read by Wedgwood as he, without any traffic in front of him, moved to his left and got square with the shot.
Kings have scored a power play goal in Game 1 and 2, trying to make it another in Game 3 to even the score. Puck along the near wall. Kings knocked it down, but second effort, it's cleared out to center ice.
You know, on the season, the Kings have 5 power play goals. 5 of their 7 goals total have come via the man advantage, and the Avalanche have the #1 penalty kill in the league at 84.6%.
Kempe, no-look pass to the right wing. There was nobody there, and the Avalanche will skate out of the zone with the puck. Down the middle, gave it away to Kempe. Tied up there, had it knifed away. Kelly will turn and roll it behind the net. Kings looking north out of their own zone. 65 seconds to go on their first power play of the game. And LaFerriere skates to the neutral zone and shoots it deep. Around the wall, Moore's got it at the hash marks. Hands it to Byfield, to the blue line. Doughty over to the near circle. Panarin back to Doughty, center point. Doughty to the right circle, one-timer, kick save, rebound in front, cleared past Doughty at the blue line, and all the way down the ice.
Well, 2 shots in that sequence. The one from Byfield and then a rebound by LaFerriere, both denied by Wedgwood.
Doughty out to center, drops it to Moore. He'll speed ahead with 35 seconds to go on the power play. Hands it to Byfield, and then lifted in deep from the right wing wall. LaFerriere behind the net, chops it to the corner. It's intercepted by Lehkonen, cleared off Doughty's stick down the ice. On goal to Forsberg, hands it back to Doughty, then turned it over, but O'Connor had it pickpocketed by Byfield. He'll rumble out to center ice with 15 seconds to go on the power play. Byfield down the middle, into the offensive zone, wide to the near circle, holds up, lost the puck, fell over and guides it to the blue line. Dumoulin to his right, and then Doughty fires it behind the goal. Off the wall, Moore gives it to Byfield, back to Moore, loose puck to the front, cleared over the blue line out to center ice as Manson escapes the Colorado penalty box. 3:10 to go in the first, and Dumoulin over the red line will step into the O-zone, up the wall and roll it deep. Around the board to the far side, Kings cut it off, behind the net Lawton. Tied up there, and then right to the front, ends up deflecting out high. Ceci to Dumoulin, shoots, blocked in the slot by Colorado. Burns gave it away. Kings hold it in for a moment, up in the air, and the puck knocked down by the Avalanche. Armia forces a turnover. Lawton in deep, behind the goal. Scott Lawton hits the brakes in front of the defenseman there. Lawton in the trapezoid fell over. Jared Wright tries to make it free, and then it deflects to the middle and intercepted by Colorado. Out to center ice, McKinnon to the left wing wall, and then fired into the Kings' end. Off the end boards, it's plucked away by Dumoulin. Around the wall to Ceci, guided ahead to Wright, and he tiptoes over the blue line out to center ice. Fires the puck up the right wing with a wrister and chases it down to buy some time for the other Kings players to change. Blue line Kings couldn't hold it in. It rolls out to center ice. Wright speeding after it. He'll shoot it in from in front of the Colorado bench, and now he'll go back to the bench and change as well. 2 minutes left, and the puck in the neutral zone for Edmondson. Over to Clark in front of the Kings bench. Ahead for Hellenius. Kicked it on. Right wing. LaFerriere tied up. Couldn't do anything with it. It sent up the wall. Nelson fell over. Picks it back up into the Kings zone. Nelson turns away along the near wall. Hands it off. Makar speeding in. Shoots. Saved by Forsberg. Rebound up in the air to the far boards. Bouncing on Manson. He's stapled into the wall as Malott speeds out to center. Tied up by Makar and then lost the puck. Manson slow to get up in front of the Kings bench, but I think he kind of had his skate a little tied up along the wall. Avs out to center. 95 seconds to go in the first frame. They lead at 1-0 in the game. They lead the series 2-0. Now we're going to get a penalty here. An elbow. And I think it's against LA.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Byfield.
LA penalty, number 55. 2 minutes for elbowing.
And it must have occurred behind the play.
And we'll wait for a replay just to kind of pick it up and see exactly what happened. Byfield was coming on the back check, and on the entry right at the blue line, yeah, clearly did an elbow. He reached his right arm up there and ended up hitting the Avalanche forward up high right around the head. So it could have been head contact, elbowing. No need for it as the puck had already been released.
Yeah, Jack Drury I don't even think was really involved in the play. He was just following the play, and it certainly looked like Byfield was trailing him purposefully, and then threw the elbow up and got Drury. So the Avalanche to the power play. And they turned it over after the faceoff when Lawton will shoot at the length of the ice.
Good job there by Lawton off that draw. Get down way low. Make sure that he got that strength to be able to outpower the forward on the other side.
Kings penalty kill 7 for 7 in the series. Looking for another big kill here. McKinnon jumps through a check, skates in deep, lost the puck, and then collects and shoots it around the wall. Landeskog to Natchez at the blue line. Shuffled to Makar. Back in front, it rolled off McKinnon's stick, but Landeskog's got it again. Or rather, Natchez, excuse me. Natchez turned it over at the blue line. It's poked out by Lawton into the neutral zone with a minute to go in the period. There is a 30-second difference between the game clock and the penalty clock. McKinnon speeding in, hands it to his left. Down the wall, fired around the boards, collected right, hash marks by Waugh. Run into there by Armia and lost the puck. Makar will hold it in. Swings it deep. And now along the near wall. McKinnon hits the brakes, top of the circle, spins up the wall to the right point, flings it to the middle, deflected away by the Kings. LA's got it, stretch pass down the ice, in comes Lawton short-handed, has to back away, curls it, cross-ice pass, LaFerriere right circle, shoots over the goal with a one-timer, came in from a sharp angle. 18 seconds left, down the ice, Natchez hands it to Landeskog as he enters the zone, spins it in, it's intercepted and cleared by the Kings. 40 seconds to go on the kill and 10 seconds to go on period one.
Nice job there by the Kings, and the key to a good penalty kill, get pucks out in the initial attempt. Kings have done that well.
Kings prevent the Avs from entering the zone and flip the puck back in front of the Avs bench. That will do it for period one. Colorado leads 1-0 after 20 minutes here in Los Angeles. But a pretty solid first period for the Kings, and with the goal that the Avalanche scored, it's a goal obviously, but the Kings probably happy with the way they played in the first.
Yeah, a lot of good things to take away from that first period. Of course, you don't like the goal, but the type of goal that was scored against them, that's the type of goals the Kings are looking to score at the other end. They filtered a lot of pucks in the direction of the net. 25 shot attempts in that first period. A few of them went to the net. Wedgwood was real sharp, tracked the puck well. Kings still looking, again, to uptick their offense, and they had a lot better approach in that period. Their defense did a good job from back in the blue line, getting more active in the offensive zone. Got to keep throwing pucks in that way, looking for a little bit of puck luck, but they got to finish or start the penalty kill at the beginning of the second and finish it off.
Probably the best first period of the series for the Kings, but they trail 1-0. The first period goal of the series belongs to Gabriel Landeskog and the Colorado Avalanche. Kings trail 1-0. They trail the series 2-0. We'll take a break. First intermission report is next. We'll be joined by Kings insider Zach Dooley coming up after this break on the ESPN LA, Kings Radio Network.
Playoff season is here, and your
Time remaining with Quinton Byfield sitting in the LA penalty box. Josh Schaefer, Darrell Evans with you tonight, along with our on-site producer, engineer Mike Dooley, and our network producer, Jeff Cabot. Period 2 underway. Avalanche win the draw, and they'll go right to left through the neutral zone. Stretch pass, they enter right wing. Drop to the blue line. Makar over to the left circle. McKinnon waits, shoots, blocked by the Kings. Loose puck to the near circle. Knocked down by Ceci, couldn't get it out yet. Rolled toward the top of the circle, up in the air, and the Kings force it out to center. Makar back to get it. Final 5 seconds of Byfield's penalty. Sits 2 for elbowing at the end of the second, or at the end of the first period. Marty Natchez in, long shot over the goal. Kicks up the near wall. Byfield out of the box. Intercepts a pass from McKinnon. King step down the ice. Byfield hands it right wing. Lawton will roll it deep. Byfield with fresh legs chases it down, but it didn't make its way to him. McKinnon out to center ice with Taves, and then for Landeskog, looped right wing. Natchez hits the brakes in front of Anderson. Nearly lost the puck in the referee's skates, and then Byfield comes over and digs it free. Kings turn it over at their own line. And now Nelson sidesteps in left wing. It's a whistle, and they're offside at the LA line. 61 seconds into the middle frame.
Yeah, Natchez a little nonchalant getting off the ice, but with that door right there where he tried to go out, is still inside the blue line. So a little bit of a break there for the Kings. On that power play, no shots on goal by the Avalanche, so a solid penalty kill by the Kings. In the first period, we talked about the defense being active on both sides. Kings defense, they mustered up 4 shots on goal in that first period. The Avalanche, they had 3, all coming off the stick of Makar.
That PK, Kings are now 8 for 8 in the series against the Avalanche. Puck back behind the Kings net. Byfield takes it away from Nichushkin, turned it over, and Kelly will flick it wide from the slot. Kings regain possession and will reorganize in their own zone. Stretch pass out to center. Collected by Moore. Hands it to Laferriere. Steps to the middle. Laferriere shoots. Kick save. Rebound. Sent to the far wall. Anderson knocked it down. Holds it in top of the circle to the middle. Byfield pokes it to the blue line, and a shot from there dribbles wide of the goal. Down and deep. Avalanche player with a broken stick. It's Taves, and then the play is whistled dead. 18:21 remaining in the period. Faceoff going to come back to the Avalanche end.
Pretty good look there by Laferriere. He was straight away right up the middle of the ice. Got into the middle of the ice. The defense backed off for a split second, and with traffic driving towards the net, it was Trevor Moore. The rebound just bounces the opposite direction, but Wedgwood, with a little bit of traffic in front of him, was able to pick that puck up and make a save with his right pad.
Wedgwood has been dialed all series. Kings win the faceoff. Left point shot, gloved by Wedgwood. No traffic in front of the goal. It'll be another ozone faceoff for LA. So if that does end up being a shot on goal, it's pulling Wedgwood a little bit away from the net. Even if it doesn't, Wedgwood is 13 of 13 in the game. And in this series, he has a goals against average at .94, a save percentage at .960 coming into tonight. These are the first 3 games of his career in the playoffs. He's win another faceoff and shoot it deep. Rolled around the wall off of Burn's stick. He's hold it in for a moment. Rolls out high. Kempe's got it over to the far circle. Panarin with a shot sliding down to a knee. It's deflected out of play by Colorado.
Yeah, nice job there on the block, coming back into that area, sealing that middle of the ice. Nice job leading with the stick there, preventing that shot from getting through.
Avalanche will change personnel. The Kings will as well. It looked like they were going to keep the same 5 out, but based off the Avalanche change and sending McKinnon's line onto the ice, DJ Smith wants the Byfield line to respond and sends out Byfield, Laferriere, and Moore. Doughty and Anderson, the D pairing. And we get a whistle. They motion for the Avs players on the far side to back off. Kings win the draw. Moore spins the puck around the goal. Past everybody in black, white, and silver, and Lehkonen will scoop it out to center ice. Taves wants to skate with it into the LA zone. Really had it poked away, gets it back, rolls it deep. Cut off by Doughty in front of McKinnon in the far corner. 2 Canadian Olympic teammates battling for it as the puck rolls to the front of the goal. Intercepted by Laferriere, run into by Natchez and lost it. Then Anderson gave it away behind the goal. McKinnon toward the circle, a shot. Sliding save by Forsberg. He denies a chance from the right circle, and the Kings skate out the other way.
Yeah, what a chance here by Lehkonen as he came right down the middle of the ice, getting the feed from McKinnon, and Forsberg read it well. He came charging out to make the save.
Kings hold it in at the right point. They swung it deep. It hit off the referee's skate and then upended the referee. Kings will take it back into their own zone. Referees tonight, Kelly Sutherland, Corey Seibert. Linespeople Travis Garlitz and Matt McPherson. A penalty to each side in the game. Both teams 1 for 1 on the PK. LA shoots it deep to the offensive zone. Kempe tied up by Kulak in the corner. Taves still out for Colorado. He battles left wing with Kopitar. Panarin hovering. Kopitar tied up in the corner beneath the far circle. Kempe trying to help it free. Taves and Kopitar still tied up in front of one of the doors in the corner. Now Kopitar works it free, steps behind the goal, then turns back, flings it out high. Dumoulin left point, over to Ceci near side. He'll roll it behind the goal. Kulak couldn't get it. It's over to Panarin right wing. Had his stick tied up, couldn't gain possession, and now skated out by Colorado and looped down the ice. Right corner pulled back there by O'Connor and then chopped up the wall by Colton. Right point Burns. Long shot blocked in front toward the far corner. Scooped up by Kempe. He'll turn out to center ice. Cross ice saucer pass to Ceci. Rolls it ahead and now Hellenius couldn't grab it. It's back to the red line with Valeri Nichushkin. Left wing skates in with speed. Hits the brakes beneath the hash marks. Ceci lost an edge and now Malinsky behind the goal. Rolls it around to the right wing, or rather that's Colton. But threw it past Malinsky, who will chase it all the way down the ice.
And go back to that last shift. The Kings had the offensive zone. Colorado did a good job keeping the puck around the perimeter in the trenches, denying the Kings the middle of the ice.
Burns turned it over, pressured by Wright. Malott shoots, tipped, save, Wedgwood, loose puck. Finally a whistle for Wedgwood. With 15:36 remaining in the period, the Kings' fourth line creates another turnover and nearly puts it in the back of the net.
Another turnover, another chance, and the chance comes off the stick of Hellenius. That's his third shot on goal as they just filter the puck towards the net. Hellenius, as he redirects the puck, read well by Wedgwood. He came out to meet the puck, not allowing that puck to take a nasty hop and maybe bounce over him. Just heads up goaltending there by Wedgwood, and so far a real solid game by Sammy Hellenius.
Right now, go!
15:36 to play in the period. Kings will change personnel. Lawton, Armia, and Andrei Kuzmenko step out. Edmondson and Clark the D pairing. Wedgwood's been sharp. He sees a D-zone face-off for Colorado to his right in the far circle. Lawton asked to vacate the face-off circle. He's replaced by Armia, who will duel with the Game 2 OT hero, Nick Waugh. Scrum for it, off the draw. The Avs defense comes away with it, up the boards, and Kadri clears it to center ice. Clark collects, backpedaling to his own line, sends the puck up the near wall, deflected in the air, gloved by Landeskog. Squeezed between two Kings players, Armia and Clark, and now the puck ends up out of play with 15:19 to go.
Now Gabriel Landeskog, who's missed a lot of time over the last few years because of that leg injury, he has really bounced back nicely. He's got the form that he had prior to his injury. Big, heavy game, real solid heads-up play, good puck possession. Does a great job at supporting anybody that he's on the ice with. He'll drive to the hard areas. He's their leader. Wears the C for their team.
12th year with Colorado, but he missed the last 3 with that chronic knee injury. He returned in the Stanley Cup playoffs last year and had 4 points in 5 games. Before that, he had not played since the 2021-22 season when they won the Stanley Cup.
Just taking a look going down the tunnel over by the Avalanche bench there, Josh. Malinsky, the defender, he ended up going to the dressing room. Looked like he had a towel to his head.
Put away the Kings with the puck behind the net. Kuzmenko to the front, could not find Lawton or Armia, who were right on top of the goal. It's taken away by Colorado, skated the other way. We'll keep an eye to see what transpires with number 70 for the Avs, Sam Malinsky. Kings left to right out of their own zone. Kuzmenko up the wall. It banked off of Lawton's skate. Kings will have to, or rather Anderson's skate. Kings retreating to defend. Landeskog steps in. Landeskog in deep for Waugh toward the front. Save Forsberg. And a whistle as a dog pile commences on top of the blue paint.
A heads-up play there by Landeskog. Looked like he was going to pull the trigger from about 30 feet out. Then he dished it to Waugh, who was in motion. Waugh got right in on top of the goaltender. Forsberg came out after dropping the puck to Landeskog, and then he tried to go 5-hole, but Forsberg had the paddle of his stick down. He was out at the edge of the blue paint, denying that chance by Waugh.
Now Waugh tried to slip it between the pads of Forsberg. He was the overtime hero Tuesday night in Denver. Acquired Waugh at the deadline from Toronto for some postseason experience. Won the Stanley Cup in 2023 with Vegas. been on the move a little bit the last few years. Last offseason traded to Toronto for Mitch Marner, who extended in Vegas, and then traded to Colorado at the deadline. Kings win a D-zone faceoff. Moore collects and will chip it behind the net. Colorado player trying to throw a check got upended. That was Natchez. And now the Kings out to center ice. Moore turns into the O-zone. Right wing trailed by LaFerriere. Moore to the front. Backhander saved by Wedgwood off of Byfield. Wow. Another massive stop by Scott Wedgwood. Now the Kings nearly take it away, and now they will. LaFerriere down the right wing, drops it to Byfield. Natchez there, centering feed. They score! Trevor Moore at the back post. Nearly the same play. This time a different result. The first even strength goal of the series, and Trevor Moore ties the game 1-1.
And I think they're going to get a power play too. Trevor Moore was high stick. But Trevor Moore, what a play by driving to the net. Stick on the ice. Trevor Moore, I believe, is cut in the mouth area. So the Kings are going to score a goal and get a power play.
Let's go downstairs.
There's an LA goal on the play. Prior to scoring the goal, number 42 receives a double minor for high sticking. Due to the goal, it's reduced to a minor penalty for high stick.
That is just outstanding communication.
That's as clear as you can get.
A goal for Trevor Moore, and the Kings will go to the power play. The building liked it, and then they liked it even more after the announcement. Trevor Moore got high-sticked as he guided the puck into the net.
Yeah, Josh Manson
If it got all the way through.
Yeah, it looked like it may have gone off of his skate. I'm not sure whether or not Colorado wants to take a look at this or not. I'm sure that they probably don't. But Trevor Moore got spun around. I believe it goes off him. Josh Manson was assessed a double minor for high sticking because of the blood in the mouth of Trevor Moore. But because there was a goal scored, that negates one of the penalties. So the Kings will have a 2-minute power play, and the game was tied at 1.
Again, they've scored in back-to-back games in this series on the power play. A chance to take their first lead of the game. And LaFerriere through the neutral zone, past Burns, skates up the wing, rolls it behind the net, picked off by the Avs, they can't clear. Kempe tried to hold it in, loose puck rolled to the middle, and it's cleared by Colorado the length of the ice. So the line that had been so good late in the season for LA scores its first even strength goal of the series. More from Byfield and LaFerriere, 5:55 into the second to tie the game 1-1. Puck behind the Avalanche net to the near wall. Kempe pokes it deep. Kopitar rattles it around the wall to Panarin left corner. Back to Kopitar, shuffled back to Panarin left corner. And then out high to LaFerriere to the middle. Clark back to LaFerriere left point. Scans the ice. Back to Clark right point. And then to Kempe around the right circle. Kempe drifts to the blue line. Tried to send it to the middle for Clark. It's blocked out of the zone. Minute to go on the power play. Kings touch up, turn back in. Drifting right wing. Panarin shuffle pass. Kopitar over to Clark left circle. Swung in front. Loose puck turned away. Kempe's got it in the corner. Around the wall to Panarin, right hash marks. And deep to Kopitar. Touch pass to Panarin. Centered. LaFerriere's shot glanced away off of Makar. Kings hold it in. Left wing Kopitar. Fired around the wall. Tipped on the way through. Panarin knocks it down top of the right circle. Tried to spin it in. Blocked. Ends up with Clark right point. To the middle. Kempe right circle. Panarin steps in. Waits. Blocked. On the shot attempt. Rolls free. And now Brett Kulak will step down the ice with 20 seconds to go on the LA power play.
Well, some good puck movement there, but the Kings unable to get any pucks through to the net on that sequence.
12:15 to go in the period. 12 seconds to go on the power play. Byfield speeding in, dancing left circle, shoots over the goal. Just fluttered it over the net. Now the Kings hold it in. Right wing Byfield. It's blocked out high, scooped up by Taves, and now Manson out of the box. Avalanche back to full strength, and they turn it over on the entry. Puck in deep. Flubbed on the clearance by Doughty, but he's got it back and retreats away from O'Connor. Kings tie at 1-1, but come up empty on their second power play of the game. And now Byfield back in and deep to Moore. Toward the middle, couldn't find Kuzmenko. It's around the wall to the right wing. Kuzmenko taken out of the play by Natchez, and now the Avalanche out to center ice. Cross ice pass. McKinnon tried to spin in at the near wall, but over the blue line he goes offside. With 11:37 to play in the period, and with the pass coming from the Avalanche zone, it's going to be an O-zone face-off for the Kings when we return. Take a break. Kings have tied it. More from Byfield and LaFleur here in Game 3. 11:37 remaining here in period 2.
Yeah, a little bit of a buzz going in the building now, and Kings want to make sure they keep Colorado on their heels. They finally got one of those greasy type of goals by guys driving to the net. And there's nothing better than when you get rewarded for taking a stick in the mouth like Trevor Moore did right there. That'll encourage guys to go to those hard areas, and hopefully that's one that maybe breaks the dam a little bit for the Kings, and they get rewarded for that type of work.
Avalanche one of these own draw to ice the puck. Yeah, hey, if you go to the net and you get hit up high, it's going to be a penalty. But if you're Trevor Moore, you go to the net, you get high, and you get high stick, and then you also score a goal. Then you go on the power play.
That's a daily double right there. Would have been a hat trick if you get another goal on the power play.
Again, it was a double minor penalty for high sticking against Josh Manson, but with the goal, cancels out one of those double minors. So a single minor. The Kings came up empty on their second power play. Avalanche in the offensive zone, and Natchez, whacked by Doughty, lost the puck out to center ice.
Yeah, good one-on-one there by Doughty, going right in the face of Natchez.
Now McCarr stepping in, kept out wide of the right circle, couldn't shoot. Run into by Anderson along the right wing glass. And Mikey Anderson leaves the puck to Doughty behind the goal. Near wall, chopped down the ice. LaFerriere finds Moore, spinning in the neutral zone. Comes in one-on-one, Avs back to defend. And now Moore behind the goal, bumped, couldn't find the puck, swiped at it, but scooped away by Nichushkin.
Yeah, look for a split second there, and Trevor Moore looked up. He had a forward there, trying to go one-on-one.
Nichushkin with a left circle shot. Saved by Forsberg, rebound cleared by Ceci, and the Kings out to center ice. Glove down by LaFerriere in stride, looking like a wide receiver gloving it down and playing it to himself. It is day one of the NFL draft, of course. Just wrapping up right now. Ross Colton steps in, slaps a shot over the goal. Right point Avalanche hold it in. Fired back into the near corner. Rolls behind the net, tucked to the front away from Nelson. Rolls out high, and now Malinsky turns and shoots. Deflected away to the far wing. Kopitar collects, slides it out to center ice. It's tipped by Taves, chased down by Panarin, no icing. Panarin behind the goal, couldn't get to it. And now the Avalanche swing it up the near wing. Off of Kopitar's stick, Landeskog slides it to the middle. Wall was drifting in, but Kadri was offside, so the Avalanche after a treat. Then Malinsky nearly turned it over to Kempe in the neutral zone. Kempe could have had a one-on-one with the defense. And now Kopitar inside the LA line. Ahead finds Kempe. In with Malat. Right wing Kempe shoots. Fanned on the shot, and it rolls in deep. Kempe broke his stick, actually, and will go straight to the bench. Kopitar swings it to the blue line. Held in there. Long shot just wide left. Rebound kicks up the near wall. Nobody there in the black, white, and silver to hold it in for Los Angeles. And in the neutral zone, the Avalanche tried to backhand it deep to the Kings zone. Gloved by Clark. Over the red line he goes and flicks it deep with a backhand bid deep to the Avs zone. Jared Wright in the corner. The rookie turns away. Tries to take it up the far wall and will to the circle. Shoots off the side of the goal. Rebound behind the net. Jeff Malat out with Hellenius. Malat, left corner, around the hash marks. Holds up there and rolls it deep. It's behind his intended target, right behind the goal. And then to the blue line, Hellenius turned and tried to shoot it in. It was right into Landeskog, who will skate down the ice. Landeskog, cross-ice pass, right wing, a shot tipped wide of the goal. Just trickling wide of the near post. The Kings will turn out to center as the Avalanche change. Ceci gains the red line, shoots a deep counterclockwise around the glass in the Avs end. And now Brent Burns, the former Shark, rammed behind the goal. Hands it off to the left wing, and Kulak clears the zone. Collected by O'Connor, who steps in, had it poked away. Lawton turns out toward the red line, shoots it deep to the Avalanche zone, and the Kings chase it down. Knocked away from Armia. Kings hold it in. Swung through the blue paint and wide. It's back to the blue line. Kings hold it in at the right point, but then deflected out. Off of O'Connor and down the ice. It's intercepted by Doughty before Kelly could find it toward the Kings line. Stretch pass out to center. Tipped into the Avalanche zone by the Kings, and around the wall left wing. LA holds it in. Lehkonen battling for it. Finally knifed out to center ice. And the Avalanche step in. Right wing into the corner. O'Connor bumped. Keeps it moving in front of a sliding Doughty. Rimmed around the wall. Left point. McCarr holds it in front of Byfield. And then behind the net, given away to Doughty. He'll shoot it behind the goal. Intercepted by Lehkonen. And the trapezoid peeks out right wing. Banked out high. Right point, the lefty D-man Taves. Shuffles it to his partner McCarr. He'll skate to the middle. McCarr shoots, scores! Cale Makar finally on the board. From the center point, he lets a wrister rip that finds its way to the back of the twine. 7:48 to play in the second, and the Avalanche make it 2-1.
Great footwork there by Makar, getting the puck up high. A lot of traffic in front of the net, multiple layers. Forsberg went down low to try to find the puck, and it beats him stick side, up high, giving the Avalanche a 2-1 lead back.
Makar from Taves and Lehkonen. The Avs back in front. The first point of the series for Cale Makar, who had been silenced in games 1 and 2. It's his 23rd career postseason goal, and now McKinnon steps in. He shoots. It's deflected wide right. Kings kind of sliding around in their own zone a little bit, and now Byfield up the wall, finds more, out to center ice. Left for Byfield. He'll shoot it into Wedgwood's glove from the red line, and then shuffled away as the Kings change personnel. 7:25 to play in the second period. The Avalanche back in front for the second time today. Now Nichushkin couldn't find it in the neutral zone. Second effort, he battles for it in front of the LA bench. Guided back to the Colorado defense, and it rolled to the front of the goal. Thought it was going to be an icing. Don't get a whistle. Kings were asking for it.
Yeah, Brent Clark's talking to the official right now, wondering why it was not an icing call.
And one of the linesmen skated in as the Kings bench was hollering, and he turned back to the LA bench and held his hand up to say that we'll talk about it. It sure looked like an icing.
Yeah, it sure did, but they're not going to do this. Faceoff's going to stay in the Kings zone, so even Forsberg thought it was icing because he elected not to play until it came back to the top of the blue paint.
So Kopitar out for a D-zone draw in front of Forsberg. Takes it away, and Kempe will gallop out to center. 2-on-2 with Panarin. Kempe steps in, pulls it back right wing, swings it to the far wall. Off the LA bench, it's held in by Dumoulin. Deep to Kopitar in the left corner. Runs into a man there, that's Waugh. Back up the wall, Dumoulin slaps it deep. Behind the net, intercepted by Colorado. Flung back to the left wing. Takes a weird bounce off the stanchion and fell right to Nelson, who clears it back to the LA end. Check from Colton on Ceci, who upended him. Allow the Avs to hold it in the zone, and then Taves shoots, punched away by Forsberg. Up to the near wall, and Kempe drops it behind the net to Dumoulin. Leaves away from Waugh and feeds Ceci. Cody Ceci down the ice. Shoots it deep, off the wall, behind the goal. It looked like a set play to Hellenius, but the stretch pass from Ceci took a fortunate bounce for Colorado and is an icing with 6:23 left.
Yeah, Ceci did not get the angle he was looking for. That puck has got to come in from the other side of the goal line. That way it's going to bounce back into the slot area because of where it hit. It hit on top of the goal line. That sends it in behind the net, and that makes it icing easy for the official to call.
Makar and Landeskog for Colorado, more for Los Angeles. And the Kings in their own zone. Looked like they'd won the draw, but nobody can really gain clean possession of it. Behind the net, Dumoulin scoops it up, steps into the corner, forces it up the wall. Kings can't clear. Blue line held in by McKinnon. He'll roll it deep. And now Ceci, loose puck to the front. Ceci never played the puck. I think we're going to get 2 penalties here, maybe 1 for both teams.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the penalties are coming from up high or down low. Looks like Hellenius might be the one going for the Kings. He and McKinnon.
Number 79, 2 minutes for interference. Colorado penalty number 29, 2 minutes for embellishment.
Well, it took 3 games, but Nathan McKinnon finally called for embellishment. We'll take a break. 2-1 Colorado, 6:05 remaining in the second period of Game 3. This is the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
Playoff season is here, and LA team is hitting the ice. Valvoline Instant Oil Change will make
Carr and Nichushkin and whoever else the Avalanche want to send out there. They've got a mobile defensive core, and it's helped lead to a 2-1 advantage for Colorado. They step in. A shot from Nelson turned away by Forsberg. Came in from the slot, and now Doughty for the Kings. In the corner, scoops the puck free, turned it over to Taves at the blue line. Taves, right circle, and now skating out high. Drop pass, in comes Makar, right circle, skates to the front. Wrap chance, save! Forsberg with the toe! He swung his right skate out and turned it away, and the Kings clear the puck to neutral ice.
What an effort there by Cal Makar. He came outside the blue line while the puck was still inside, generated speed, and then went all the way around the net, giving him that opportunity to the right of Forsberg.
Avs turn the puck over at the LA line, and now Dumoulin, pressured by Natchez in front of the Avs bench, was knocked over. Lost the puck, and now Lehkonen skates in. Lehkonen right circle, he fired it wide with a wrister. It kicks all the way back to the Avalanche end, and Malinsky will retreat to collect for Colorado. Makar, you can tell, has started to get his confidence back in the offensive zone. He'd been kept off the board, looked a little frustrated in Game 2. But now he's flying here in Game 3, and he's got his first goal, first point of the series here in the second period.
Yeah, you look at here in the second period, he's already got 5 shots on goal with 5 minutes left here in the period.
Out to center ice. And left wing Kadri steps in, stumbled, but drops it to Malinsky. Backpedals up the near wall to the circle. Malinsky to the middle, tried to shoot while falling over, lost the puck. Sent to the blue line, intercepted by Panarin. One-on-one, he goes down the ice, looks for help. Panarin cuts to the circle, lost the puck behind the goal, battling with Kulak. And now the former Oiler defenseman shuffles it free. Out of the box, Hellenius and McKinnon. As Kadri steps down the middle, hands it to his right. Talking to the skates of Natchez, collects it, hands it to McKinnon. Then to Taves, down the middle, in comes Burns. His shot blocked off the near glass. Dribble to the blue line. McKinnon's got to retreat to center ice to collect.
Well, right now, Colorado's got a little extra jump in their step. They're ruining all the loose puck battles.
And the blue line, long shot, pinballs off the wall, then skipped past Taves to the left circle and out to center ice.
Yeah, it looked like the goaltender Forsberg didn't pick that shot up from release. It bounced off, and that's when he saw it.
Dump in by Colorado, would have been an icing, but deflected to the front of the goal. And Forsberg forced to cover it with 3:29 remaining in the period.
Right now, Colorado, I sense they're trying to deliver the dagger to the Kings. Taking that lead back after the Kings tied it up was a big boost. Now they want to get a little bit of separation. They don't want to let the Kings hang around where it's one shot that could even a game again.
Game 1 ended 2-1 Avs. Game 2 ended 2-1 Avs in overtime. And then here in Game 3, the Avalanche with the first period goal of the series for either side. Trevor Moore answered in the second. The Kings' first even strength goal here in 3 games. And then the Avalanche took the lead again. Shot off the drop from Malinsky. Easy glove save for Forsberg with 3:24 to go in the frame, and we'll step aside. Avs lead at 2-1 here in Game 3 in Los Angeles. This is the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
Mason. in Ireland, the OGs of
Colorado, 3:24 remaining in the second period. Kings trailing the series 2-0. As the series shifts to Southern California, Kings looking to get one back tonight.
Yeah, it's probably been the most balanced offensive attack the Kings have had in the 3 games so far. Probably deserve a little bit better fate. But here in the second period, Colorado's finding a way to get a little bit more rubber in the direction of the net. They've already had 8 shots on goal here, where in the first period they were held to 7.
Avs win the faceoff, and Walensky shoots. It's blocked away. It went off the skate of Drury. Back to the near wall. Walensky ends up getting a rebound. Kings will poke it out to center ice. Right bump to the ice along the near wall. It back to Walensky. Down the middle. In comes Drury. Shoots over the goal. Off the glass, it bounces far wall for Lawton, slides it ahead and out to center ice for Wright. Wright bumped and loses it. Avalanche step back in. Left wing Kelly could not find return pass to O'Connor in the corner. He's taken up the near wall. Clearance blocked by Drury, held in by O'Connor. Swings it deep to Kelly, tried to fire it in front, deflects out high. Burns turns and shoots, it's blocked. To the near corner for Drury. Broken stick on the ice. It is for one of the Kings defenders. And now the puck out high. It's Jared Wright, who now gallops back to the LA bench. It's replaced by LaFerriere, and the Avalanche stepped down the middle, turned it over in the slot. Player was fumbling to the ice. Tried to hand it off to a teammate, but it's skated away by the Kings. Ferrier turned it over the blue line. Moore intercepts and gets it back. Kings up the right wing wall, couldn't get it deep. It's intercepted by Colorado, and then turned over. LaFerriere in the slot, shoots! Deflects over the goal. Glove down by Byfield off the glass. Byfield, LaFerriere shoots! Another save by Wedgwood. Then swung in front. Knocked out of the air, away from LaFerriere. Kings intercept. Moore couldn't keep it in. It's to the blue line. Byfield knocked it down once, then twice, but it's over the blue line. Kings regroup with 1:50 to go. Down the middle, guided in deep by Moore. He's got LA's lone goal tonight and third of the series. Avalanche will loop it back to the LA end. Knocked down off the one hop by Anderson. He and Doughty will regroup in the Kings zone for the final 90 seconds of period 2. The neutral zone comes Panarin. Shoots it counterclockwise around the wall in the Avalanche zone. And a swing and a miss from Taves allows Kopitar to battle to hold it in for a moment, but then it jumps free to Makar in the far corner. Makar, his first point of the series, a goal here in the second as the Avs back in front. Now the Avalanche turn it over in their own end. Kempe tried to center, it's blocked to the blue line. The linesman jumped over Kempe and the puck. Kings will swing it back to their own end.
One-on-one there, good play by Devon Taves. Did a really good job up against Kempe, not giving him time and space.
Kopitar left wing, enters the zone toward the middle. Kempe couldn't get the shot off. It's intercepted by Clark. He'll drop it back. Kempe in the corner. Centers. Edmondson shoots. He whiffed it. Gets his own rebound, and then it's back to the blue line. Clark to the middle with a minute to go. Clark dancing right circle. Shoots. Save. Wedgwood again. And the loose puck cleared down the ice by Colorado. Not far enough for an icing with 35 seconds to go. Kings into the neutral zone. Clark drops it back. In comes Lawton. Right circle toward the front. Lost the puck. Armia behind the cage. In the trapezoid. Gave it away to Kulak, who rolls it up the wall to Gabriel Landeskog. Great couple of minutes by the Kings. Just could not finish. 20 seconds left. Puck behind the Kings net. Lawton rolls it to the blue line. Intercepted to the right point. Walensky shoots. Save. Forsberg covers the rebound at the top of the crease with 11 seconds left. And now Clark and Landeskog exchanging some shoves in front of the goal.
Now we see Sam Walensky right there with a little bit of footwork up high. Right point, works his way back into the middle of the ice, and then when he sees the lane, he snaps one towards the net, hits the body of Forsberg, drops at his feet. He was able to pull it back into his body as Landeskog was trying to seek out a rebound. Face-off will be deep in the King zone to the left of the goaltender Forsberg with 11.1 seconds left here, and the Avalanche leading 2-1 in the second.
Kings trailing a face-off battle, winning just 47% of the draws. Face-off to Forsberg's left with 11 seconds to go, and they will win the draw here. Anderson fires the puck off the wall down the ice. Taves in the neutral zone gave it away. 5 seconds left. Kings with one more chance. 3 seconds. Lawton, his shot blocked by Taves, and that will do it for 40 minutes. Or rather, it was blocked by Makar, and he is hunched over in pain.
Yeah, it looked like that puck may have slid up the stick maybe and caught him in the hands, but good job there as Lawton with the second running off the clock. He stepped into that shooting lane.
So the Kings tie the game early in the second. Trevor Moore with the first even strength goal of the series for Los Angeles. But Cale Makar gave Colorado the lead once again with his first goal, first point of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Avs 2, Kings 1. Second intermission report is coming up after this on ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
Playoff Off season is here, and your LA team is hitting the ice. Valvoline Instant Oil Change will make sure.
Big concern is the amount of goals that the Kings are scoring, just one in each game so far. I like the way they're approaching it. They're filtering more pucks towards the net. They got to seek out some more bounces in that area, but they can't get frustrated. The goal that they gave up to put Colorado back ahead, a little bit self-inflicted by the Kings and Kel McCarr, who's able to find the seam and give the Avalanche that lead back.
So, third period action underway in Los Angeles. Kings trailing 2-1, and right to left they go through the neutral zone. Anderson lifts it in. It's gloved by McCarr and cleared back into the neutral zone. Doughty knocked it away from Lehkonen. Back to the LA zone. Anderson has to chase it down. Gets bumped by Lehkonen, but guided ahead by the Kings. Turned over at the blue line. Taves held it in. Behind the net, Anderson battling with Lehkonen to the front. Centering feed blocked by Doughty. Loose puck at the near post. Drop back McCarr. Centers. Blocked away, and then Moore will skate up the wall and flip it behind the LA net.
Now the mindset right now, Colorado, they've got their foot on the gas. They're looking for a 2-goal separation. They want to deliver the dagger to the Kings and not let them get back in it.
Largest lead of the series for Colorado was 2-0 in game one. Kings scored in the third to make it 2-1 and then lost the game by that same scoreline.
His top line for the Kings, Kopitar, Panarin, Kempe. Only one shot on goal through 40 minutes of play. That off the stick of Kempe.
Panarin centering pass in the neutral zone, blocked by Colton, forced back to the Avs defense in their own end. And now up the wall. Edmondson knocked it down at the LA line. He'll drop it behind the net to Brandt Clark. Spins out from behind Forsberg's goal and down the ice, kept by Kempe deep to the Avs zone. And LA will change 4 of its 5 skaters. Panarin applying pressure, and now it's lifted out to center ice. Back into the Kings zone. Ceci picks it up before it's an icing. And curled away. Lawton out to center ice into the skates of Armia. Guided in by Kuzmenko, but picked off by Burns and curled up the near wall out to center ice. Dumoulin and Ceci regroup inside the LA line. Now Dumoulin down the middle, shuffled ahead by Armia. Rolls on target. Wedgwood will cover it for a whistle, and the Kings will have an ozone draw. 150 into period 3.
Now these face-offs are going to become magnified. They bring the Kopitar line back out again. Kopitar, Brandt Clark, and Edmondson. That line again, this fivesome has come out pretty much in consistency over the last 3-4 weeks. 5-man unit, a lot of familiarity with each other. They're trying to find a spark, trying to get some offense.
Avs win the D-zone draw. Send it up the near wall. Puck out to center and flipped into the King zone by Nazem Kadri. Behind the goal, Landeskog rammed into the glass by Edmondson. Centering feed from Kadri is intercepted, and now Panarin down the ice. Panarin weaving through with Kempe. Up the right wing, Kings step in. Clark had sidestepped in offside when he received the pass from Artemi Panarin.
Now Clark trying to activate, and he does a good job of that in the offensive zone. He's got to be in that shooting mode. Again, the Kings, first period, they got off to a really good start with that shot mentality. Second period, I thought Colorado took a little bit of that away from the Kings. Kings didn't get as many pucks consistently to the net as they did in the first period.
Center ice face-off won by Colorado. Drury against Hellenius. And now those two come together in the neutral zone as the puck is played up the right wing wall. Hellenius intercepts in front of Drury, who lost his glove. It's lying along the near wall as the Kings golf the puck down the ice. Avs defense back to get it. Now up the wall, McCarr finds O'Connor, steps in right wing. Avs with 3 in the zone. O'Connor tried to pull the trigger, but fan on the shot. It rolls wide to the far boards, and Wright will clear the zone for Los Angeles. McCarr at the red line, shoots it deep. Karam's counterclockwise around the wall, and off the bench, Kuzmenko chops it out to center ice. Avalanche step back in. McKinnon bumped, lost the puck. It's back to Ceci in the defensive zone. Hands it to Dumoulin. Stretch pass. Tipped in up the wall. No icing. And now Burns shouldered into the wall by Kuzmenko. Armia over as well. Kings collect. Right circle Lawton. Lost the puck and the Avs will take over. Slid to the right circle for Natchez. Skates down the ice. Hits the brakes far wall. Natchez bumps toward the blue line. Leaves it there. A long shot. It slithers wide into the near corner. Kings beneath the circle. Doughty poked it free to Armia. Tried to take it up the wall. Bumped by Lehkonen. And now Lawton will shield it from oncoming Av. Loop it into the offensive zone as the Kings change personnel.
Yeah, no pressure on the puck again. Colorado gets back and set up. Colorado down to 5 defense right now. Josh Manson is not on the bench.
Avalanche step into the slot. A wrist shot stopped by Forsberg. No rebound with 16:20 remaining in period 3. And no sign of Josh Manson. He got called for cross-checking in the first, and then the high sticking penalty in period 2. Of course, had the primary assist on the overtime winner of Game 2 Tuesday night in Denver. The initial shot that was fought off by the Kings, only for the rebound to be slotted home by Nicholas Waugh. Keep an eye on number 42 for Colorado. He's been paired in the divide by 2 D pairing is what I've been calling it. 84, Brent Burns. 42, Josh Manson. Kings turn it over in their own zone and a shot high off the glass. Nichushkin hands it to Makar. Skates toward the net. Makar lost the puck but got tripped up. It's a penalty. And now Byfield taken out by Makar. Kings picked it up. Wanted to skate the other way with a 3-on-2, but instead it's a penalty.
Now Cal Makar is so active, and Byfield's the guy they rely upon on the penalty kill, and he's going back to the box for the second time.
2 minutes for tripping.
So Byfield to the box. And another power play for Colorado. They are 0 for 1 in the game, but will have an opportunity here. Byfield knocks down McKinnon. It was kind of a whack on the left leg of McKinnon. Byfield did not have the stick in the skates of Makar. Excuse me, not McKinnon. His stick was not in the skates. Instead, it was kind of a slash on the left leg, and Makar went down. So Avs on the power play. They win the draw. And at the blue line, Carr over to the right wing. Kadri to the middle, a shot. Save Forsberg. Rebound. Put over the goal. And it caroms up the near wall out to center ice.
Watch the Avalanche work their power play this morning for pregame skate here at Crypto.com earlier. A lot of good puck movement, a lot of shots from pop high, with a lot of guys filtering towards the net when the puck is released.
McKinnon threads it up the left wing wall. Avalanche step in with a captain Landeskog. He's got a goal tonight and a goal in game 2. Kings intercept but can't clear. Backhander over to Kadri, right circle. Then to the blue line. Makar back to Kadri along the right wing wall. Scans the ice, rolls it deep. McKinnon along the goal line spins to the circle, lost it, and it drifts out high to Kadri. Held in, and then Makar touched over to the left circle. A shot parried away by Forsberg. Rebound behind the goal. McKinnon to the trapezoid. Tries to step around. Gets a shoulder from Ceci. Lawton tries to dislodge the puck. They can't. It's back to Landeskog. Then Makar, center point over the left circle. Cross ice pass. Kadri in front. Blocked by the Kings. Loose puck picked up by Scott Lawton. He'll hammer it around the wall and clockwise down the ice.
That's a good exiting pass by Lawton, getting it out there. He took a look over his shoulder. Saw that the Avalanche were heavily favored on the other side of the ice. Rimmed it around the boards and easy out.
45 seconds to go in the penalty to Byfield. Second unit out for the Avs. They lose the puck on the zone entry. Kings into the neutral zone. Could not maintain possession. And Nelson drops it back to the Avs blue line. And now Malinsky up the near wing. Rolls it deep. Intercepted by Doughty. Wristed around the wall. Blocked by Colorado. Loose puck to the middle. And forced out wide again. Lehkonen hands it to Nelson. He'll curl it behind the net. Nichushkin slows it down. Nichushkin stripped to the puck by Anderson. Great play by Mikey Anderson. And then lobbed down the ice by Moore.
That should pretty much do it. The Avalanche got about 10 seconds left here. They're going to try to regroup, get into the offensive zone quickly with possession of the puck.
Kings defending the zone to our right, and over the line the Avs step in. Byfield out of the box. Kings couldn't clear, held in by Nichushkin. Second effort forced toward the blue line. Kopitar out to center. Kings bobbling it. Byfield to the middle, couldn't find Kempe. The haphazard rush for the Kings, couldn't do anything with it.
2 shots on goal on that second power play for Colorado. 5 shots under 2-man advantages. Probably their 2 most effective power plays in the series.
LA is now 9 for 9 on the kill in this series. The Avalanche 0 for 21 on the power play over their last 6 games. And now the Kings draw a penalty. Kopitar latched onto by Kulak behind the goal, who held on to the Kings captain and is penalized for it. 13:30 to play in the third. Kings trailing 2-1. They'll go to the power play for the 3rd time in this game. We'll take a break. 2-1 Colorado. Kings to the advantage next. This is Game 3 of the Stanley Cup playoffs on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. If you're ready to upgrade
Here, they got to find a way to get something going.
And Kopitar looked to have won the draw, but then pulled the puck into the skates of Panarin, who stepped up to help out. And it deflected to the Avalanche, who clear it.
What a job there by Taves getting underneath that puck. Not an easy play. He was on his backhand, gets it high off the glass and out.
Power play goal in game 1 and 2 for Panarin. Kings 0 for 2 in the game tonight. Byfield skates into the far corner, pressured there, lost the puck, it's up the wall. Kopitar holds it in, over to Panarin, left circle. Panarin creeps in, cross-ice pass, jumped away from Byfield, collects right wing wall, drops it to Kopitar in the corner. Tied up with Taves, and the Kings swing it to the blue line. Kempe holds it in, one hand on his stick at the right point, tries to shoot, blocked by the Avs. Nichushkin couldn't get it out. Panarin is chopped at by Burns, but puck stays in the zone, and now the Avs will clear it.
Good rotation there by the Avs. Penalty clears, playing off of each other, not allowing the Kings to outnumber them on the puck.
Panarin sidestepping in left wing. He'll shoot it clockwise around the wall. Rolls to Kopitar at the hash marks. Kopitar, blue line to Kempe, over to the left circle. Panarin waits, back to Kempe. One-timer, fanned on it. It's picked up by the Avs. They go the other way, shorthanded. Left wing, Kempe defending, centering, feed, score! Not sure if it was a pass or a shot, but it dribbled its way past Forsberg. A shorthanded goal off of Kempe's skate and in. And the Avalanche lead it 3-1.
Yeah, Lehkonen coming up with the puck down the left side. They had numbers. It was a 2-on-1, an outnumbered attack. And he tried to pass the puck across to his right. It goes off the skate of Kempe, back underneath the goaltender between his legs. So instead of looking to tie it up, now Kings are down by a pair.
The largest deficit the Kings have faced since the third period of game 1, when it was 2-0. 3 goals in a single game in this series for Colorado is the most that they've scored so far after 2-1 finals in games 1 and 2. And now Burns slashing away once, then twice. Now he spears Scott Laughton right in front of the referee, and no call. He just jabbed at him with his stick. And it continued to happen. Now the Kings power play continues for 35 seconds. Moore in the corner, takes it to the front, tries to shoot, saved by Wedgwood at the far post. And a whistle, and now Burns goes after Moore. Moore goes after somebody else.
It was actually Taves that went after Moore first, and then Burns came in to help his teammate out.
Drury and another Avalanche forward on top of Scott Laughton. That was Parker Kelly. And now Burns lost his helmet. He goes over and slashes Clark. Clark gives him a poke back. Burns still hasn't put his helmet back on. Right after the faceoff, he skated right up to Scott Laughton and was just giving it to him.
This is where the Kings have to keep their composure. They can't let themselves get derailed right now. Colorado knows exactly what they're doing. Now Burns taking a shot at Brandt Clark. Neither one of the officials, neither one of them seen anything.
I mean, it's unreal. It's been, for the last 5 minutes, Burns has been going after anybody, and they've just been letting it go. It's the same kind of thing that Landeskog was called for in game 1 against Kempe, except, of course, he came off the bench for the ensuing faceoff and went after Kempe. But it just continued and continued and continued, and they called Landeskog. Here they don't call Burns. And it looks like Drew Doughty went kind of past Burns on the bench and had words for his longtime opponent, Brent Burns.
And the head coach for the Avalanche, Bednar, he's talking to the official as well. Pretty animated in what he's saying down there.
Avalanche win the draw, they'll clear it down the ice. 3-1 Colorado. Lehkonen his second goal of the series. This one shorthanded and unassisted, 7:39 into the third, and the Avs lead at 3-1, their largest advantage of the game. Kings through the neutral zone, and Clark will fire it in up the left wing wall. Behind the net, Nelson first to it, turned it over. Kuzmenko on it, rolls it behind the goal. There's nobody there for the Kings. And now the Avalanche fling it out to center ice. Nichushkin rammed into the near wall by Doughty, and out of the box goes Brett Kulak. So the Kings had an opportunity to tie it here in the third, instead conceded shorthanded on a shot that went off of Adrian Kempe's skate and dribbled in past Forsberg. Malott through the neutral zone will backhand it deep. Jared Wright speeding after it, takes it to the front, and then behind the goal. Avs player lost an edge, then a shot fought off as the referee wiped out in the near circle. Kings hold it in and chased down by Malott. Got it right wing, pressed into the wall, shielded away from the puck by Lehkonen. Kings keep it in, and behind the goal, Wright takes a shoulder bump from Burns, and it's cleared out of the zone. And then the Kings play it with a high stick, so it'll be a neutralized faceoff with 10:51 remaining in the game.
Now limited volume for the Kings here in this period. Only 3 shots on goal and a half a period. And remember, they came in trailing by a goal. The Avalanche have been perfect when leading after 2 periods this year.
They've been perfect most of the year in general, too. Perfect at least in regulation when leading after 1 at 30-0-4. Even better than that, over 40 wins when leading through 2 periods. .51 remaining in the game. The Kings trail the Avalanche 3-1 in Game 3. They trail the series 2-0. Byfield wins a neutral light straw. LaFerriere leaves it back to Doughty in the defensive zone. Doughty up the wall away from Moore, turned over. The Avalanche in the neutral zone accidentally flip it into the Kings bench.
Now we'll see what the Kings can do here. They've got to alter things right now because Colorado's in complete control of the game, mentally and physically. They know that they're in the Kings' head right now after scoring a short-handed goal. So much experience. 9 players on this roster tonight were on their last Cup team, and 11 guys total on their roster have won a Stanley Cup.
They wanted that experience. At the deadline, they went out and got it, acquiring Nazem Kadri, who won with them in 2022. Also Nicholas Waugh, who won in 2023 with Vegas. Continue to add that experience chasing the Stanley Cup here in 2026. Here is Waugh in the offensive zone for Colorado. Flipped it past Kadri. Landeskog bumped by LaFerriere behind the goal and lost the puck. LaFerriere up the wall finds Byfield. Kings rumbling the other way. Avs back to defend. 4 players back. Byfield couldn't get the puck to Moore. Kings are changing. Now the Avs over the red line will roll it deep off the stick of Cale Makar. And now Edmondson in the defensive zone. Up the wall to Clark. Out to center ice. Lifts it ahead. And now turned over. O'Connor steps in left wing. O'Connor shoots. Save Forsberg. Rebound. Tried to tuck it back in front, and Forsberg made the save again. 9:48 remaining in the game, and the Kings trail the Avalanche 3-1 here in Game 3. We're back with more after this. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Playoffs on ESPN LA, Kings Radio Network.
Playoff. Playoff season is here, and your LA team
For their efforts, but they did get a goal in the second period because of that. And you can bet Colorado's not going to take any unnecessary penalties. The Kings are going to have to go out and beat them. They won't beat themselves.
Long shot saved by the goaltender. Loose puck deflected away. Kings charging down the ice the other direction. Armia flicks it to himself, tries to jump in past Burns. Jared Wright gets there first, takes a shoulder from Burns into the wall, puck up the boards, and Dumoulin couldn't hold it in. All the way back into the Kings zone. LA has not fared very well in the face-off circles in this game. Only winning 19 of 45 draws against Colorado here. Up behind the Avalanche net, Kings tried to take it away. Armia kind of lost his footing and couldn't reach the puck. Left corner. 9:10 remaining in the game. Puck chopped past Dumoulin toward the blue line. Scooped up by Natchez. He goes the other way, one-on-one with Edmondson. Hits the brakes, hits the trailer. In comes McKinnon toward the front. Save Forsberg. Rebound put wide of the left post. Kings take it away in the slot and clear the zone.
Yeah, McKinnon throwing the puck to the front of the net. Lehkonen was right there trying to tip it past the goaltender. Forsberg does a nice job at holding his ground in the blue paint, but Colorado's just sifting their way through the Kings' defense right now.
And then the Kings ice it with 8:50 left. Well, it's been a third period where things have kind of fallen apart for the Kings. They were really good in the first and second.
Yeah, they've gotten away from the structure that they played with. Things that work so effectively, even though they weren't effective on the scoreboard, they spent a lot of time in the offensive zone. They were in on the forecheck. They were able to be physical. And now, because of not having pucks off the faceoff, now the Kings aren't having the possession that they had early in the game.
Avalanche win another faceoff. And from the left point, fired in deep. It's knifed away from Kadri by Dumoulin and then rolled behind the net. It's along the near wall. Edmondson will drop it back to Dumoulin. Two lefty defensemen out for the Kings here after the icing. Kings one by one will change, and Dumoulin sits behind the LA net. And forwards filtering out. Dumoulin will start to look down the ice. Nicholas Waugh parked in front of the Kings goaltender, and now Dumoulin finds Kempe. Three players pressuring the Kings inside their own line, and that forces a turnover back in the neutral zone. Kings chase it down in the offensive end now. Kempe bumped and lost the puck. Makar will skate out to center ice. Makar through the neutral zone. Down the middle, flips it in, cut off by Clark. Forced over to Kempe near wall. Adrian Kempe back to the middle. Clark down the middle, runs into Kelly and has it poked away. Kempe gets it back. Adrian Kempe still looking for his first point of the series. Third in the NHL with 15 goals in the first round since 2021. That trails only Nathan McKinnon, who has 17, and Leon Draisaitl, who has 21, scored against Anaheim the other night. Sharp angle shot from the far corner from LaFerriere, stopped by Wedgwood. Avs can't clear, right circle, then thrown in front, backhander from Anderson, couldn't get it to go. It was the defenseman in deep, then the Kings turn it over. O'Connor in the neutral zone, charging the other way and into the Kings' end, steps away from Doughty. Anderson fell over, then a one-timer fought off by Forsberg. Kings clear the puck by shuffling it over the blue line out to center.
Now Mikey Anderson activating, got a nice speed. Try to go from forehand, backhand. Wedgwood did a nice job taking away the bid. Down low, maybe try to sneak a five-hole.
Just rim it around the wall, down the ice, not going to be an icing. Burns slowly back to get it. Holy Wedgwood there will shuffle it to Burns. Now toward the blue line, Kings intercept. Kuzmenko banks it in. It's deflected to Burns. He'll clear it down the ice. Grant Clark first to it. Has to step behind his own net away from Brock Nelson. And now Edmondson. Stretch pass up the near wall. Tipped in by Kuzmenko. Kings will chase it down. Kulak there first for Colorado. Fumbled the puck. Kuzmenko to the front. Loose puck. Knocked away by Colorado. And in the high slot, flung down the ice. Clark back to get it. Leaves it to Edmondson in the defensive zone. Curled up the wall. McKinnon couldn't hold it in. Kings take over. Up the wall. Turned over to Natchez. Back to the blue line. Kulak to McKinnon. Swung toward the goal. Deflected away from the near wall. It's guided out by Hellenius. Back to the defensive zone for Colorado with 6 minutes remaining in the game. Avs through the neutral zone. McKinnon weaving in. Hands it to Lehkonen. Right circle. Shoots. Kick save by Forsberg. Rebound to Doughty. And now he will turn back down the ice. Dumoulin into the offensive zone, but stripped to the puck of the blue line, and it rolls back inside the Kings line. Kings have been quiet in the third, especially after the shorthanded goal for Arturi Lehkonen. The Avs have been looking for a dagger. The Kings trying to make sure that the Lehkonen goal was not the dagger. Look back toward the LA line. Waugh chops it in. Dumoulin back to get it with 5.5 to go. Dumoulin upended, but guides it ahead. Panarin over the blue line. Hands it to Kempe through neutral ice. Weaving his way to the blue line. And then turns and shoots it around the wall. Kopitar Prevents a clearance from Taves. Panarin rims it around the wall. Left point Edmondson. Shuffled to Kempe. Tried to cut to the middle. Fanned on it. It's intercepted by Colorado. And we've seen Kempe fan on a pass or a shot a couple of times tonight. Very out of the ordinary for the Kings' leading goal scorer from the regular season.
Well, right now, the Kings are just finding no way to be able to get the puck up the ice.
Byfield tripped up in the neutral zone after a nice move over the red line. It's going to be a penalty. 4:45 left and Byfield retreating to the defensive zone. Kings will reorganize with the goalie out of the net. Delayed penalty against the Avalanche. Edmondson down the ice. Looks up the near wall for Panarin. Hands it off. Moore steps in. Leaves it for Laferriere. Bank to Clark. Curl to the blue line. Panarin hits the trailer. Doughty off the bench. Fakes the shot. Threads it to the right circle. Back on high. Panarin shoots. It's blocked by Colorado. Doughty's got it near wall. To the middle. It's deflected out by the Avalanche. They'll claim possession and a whistle with 4:19 remaining in the game. We'll take a break. Kings of the power play when we come back. A must-score opportunity for LA with 4:19 left in Game 3. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network. Crypto.
Is the official crypto platform partner of the
Kempe, power play goals in 3 straight to open the series. And the Kings are in it. It's 3-2.
Now, nice execution there by the Kings. Moving the puck around. A little bit of urgency as well. Panarin, perfect time on the release. He saw a seam, and then he threw puck with traffic in front of the net. Kopitar and Kempe were there, but it looks like it's Kempe on the back door getting a piece of it. And the Kings are within 1. 4:03 left here in the third.
Adrian Kempe gets the goal, his first of the series, his 16th first-round playoff goal since 2021. He has brought the Kings back within 1. It's 3-2 Avalanche with 4:03 remaining in the game. Power play goals in 3 straight for the Kings to open this series. They've scored a power play goal in every game against Colorado this year. all against the team that led the NHL in PK percentage in the regular season. Back underway, under 4 to go as Doughty charges and winds, fires a slap shot over the goal, kicks to Dumoulin. He holds it into the blue line, but his dump in hit Byfield and was cleared by Colorado. Laferriere has 2 assists in the game. Kempe with the goal, set up by Panarin on the power play. 3.5 to go. Kings trailing 3-2. And now Dumoulin in the neutral zone, gains the red line and shoots it clockwise around the wall in the Colorado zone. Intercepted behind the net. Kings D is changing. Avalanche will skate out the other way. Waugh up the wing. Holds it deep to the Kings' end and around to the left corner. Centering feed tipped away by Los Angeles. They'll skate the other way. 3-on-2. Down the middle, Lawton with the defenseman Edmondson. Lawton lost the puck. Tried to chip it up the wall, blocked by Kulak. He's stapled to the boards by Joel Edmondson and flipped to the blue line. Armia holds it in, shoots it over the net. Kicks to the left wing. Clark with Landeskog battling. Clark to the middle. Clark shot blocked. Kings will hold it in. Left wing, Kopitar. 2:45 left. Back to 5-on-5 with Forsberg in the LA net. Near wall, Edmondson prevents the clearance. It's back to Landeskog. Turned it over. Kopitar around the wall. Right point to Clark in front of the Avs bench. Shoots it deep. Kopitar lets it go. There's nobody at the blue line for Los Angeles to hold it in near side.
Kings have to get the puck off the boards. They've got to get it back to the middle of the ice.
Forsberg to the bench. Kopitar turned it over. The Avs step in. Nelson to the empty net and scores. A power play goal to get back in it for Los Angeles. And seconds after pulling the goaltender, the Avs maybe with the dagger. And the first point of the series for Brock Nelson makes it 4-2 with 2:18 left.
I'm not sure why the Kings pulled the goaltender at that point, Josh. They were not in the offensive zone, and Colorado had 5 guys on the defensive side of the puck. It didn't make any sense, but unfortunate break there for the Kings. They never give themselves a chance to get the equalizer with the goalie out.
It was almost like Kopitar and company in the neutral zone didn't know that the Kings were pulling the goaltender. Kempe from Panarin and Laferriere with under 5 minutes remaining in the game. And then right when the Kings pull the goaltender, they turn the puck over, and Nelson maybe with the dagger. 2:15 left, and the Kings trail game 3 4-2. They trail the series 2-0. And now Makar in the neutral zone flicks the puck deep to the LA end. Nelson unassisted into the empty net. And now Byfield rumbling out to center ice. What do the Kings have left? Shot from the center ice, turned away from the goal by Wedgwood. Forsberg wants to go, then waits, and now will go back to the bench. Extra skater Artemi Panarin hops on. Puck poked behind the Avalanche net by Nelson. Around the wall. Doughty holds it in. Left wing Panarin tries to shoot, blocked out of the zone. Doughty collects and leaves it back to Brant Clark before going to the Kings bench with 90 seconds remaining. Clark. Down the middle, tried to find a man. Laferriere steps in, hammered around the wall by Panarin. Kopitar couldn't find it in the right corner. Kings roll it behind the net. Burns couldn't get there. Kings hold it in left corner. Laferriere lost the puck into a teammate's skates. Loose puck in front. Laferriere denied by Wedgwood. Sprawling out of the back post. Puck up the wall. Kings hold it in. Laferriere tried to chop it into the corner. It's blocked. And then it's back to the defense. Avs will pick it up, shoot for the empty net. It's wide of the goal, and it's an icing with 58 seconds remaining.
Well, Ferrier had a pretty good look there trying to sweep it around Wedgwood. Wedgwood did a good job getting down low, bought enough time, not allowing Laferriere to elevate the puck over him. Then the defense got in there and was able to clean things up a little bit. They got some stick-on-stick work with Laferriere.
Kopitar out for an ozone draw with 58 seconds remaining in the game. Kings trail game 3 4-2. And the Avalanche collect off the faceoff. They'll roll it down the ice. It's rolling toward the empty net, but hops on its side and rolls wide for an icing.
More time coming off the clock, and the inevitable is near. It's 50 seconds left in this one. Kings not only need one, they need a pair, and they're having a difficult time getting hold of the puck in the offensive end.
Kopitar, another ozone draw, gets help from Laferriere and wins it. Panarin along the wall, checked there. Tries to regain possession. Kings will. Blue line, Clark. Fires it back in. Panarin knocked a man down. Avs have it, turning into the neutral zone. And now Landeskog waits, shoots for the empty net. Waited too long. It's blocked out of play by Clark with 31 seconds left.
Clark trying to get the puck in deep, trying to make a play back along the boards. You got to filter it towards the net. This will bring Forsberg back in goal. And the Kings trailing by a pair now with a face-off back in their own end.
It has been a very weird series. Kings lost game 1 2-1. Lost game 2 2-1 in overtime. It's a game where they probably deserved a lot better. And here in game 3, it's been kind of a mixed bag. The actual run of play for the Kings, maybe their best game of the series in terms of the offensive chances they've created. But they have missed some big ones on the power play. They had the weird goal early on to Landeskog, and then pulling the goaltender decision late and ended up with the puck in their back of the net within seconds. Trail 4-2 with 17 seconds left, and the puck deep to the Colorado zone. Behind the goal, Hellenius and Malott battling for it, along with Jared Wright. 9 seconds left in the game, and the puck to the near corner. Tied up by the Avalanche. Up the wall, Hellenius tried to swing it to the middle. It was blocked. And then Waugh clears the zone. That will bring the horn of game 3. Kings fall by a final score of 4-2. And they trail the series to the President's Trophy winning Avalanche 3-0.
Now, very disappointing third period by the Kings. You're in a position, you're down by a goal, and they just did not have the desperation and urgency. They played 2 really good periods of hockey. Probably deserved a better fate than being down by a goal, but the inability to be able to generate chances 5-on-5. They do get a 5-on-5 goal in this game. Then the power play, which is connected in all 3 games, but very unfortunate. And puck possession, puck decision, puck management, and then the goaltender coming out at the wrong time put the Kings in a bad spot. And they never did get a chance to get the equalizer.
Scott Wedgwood, terrific again. He turns away. This time, 24 of 26 shots he faced in the game. But the Kings trailing by a goal, held to just 7 shots in the third period. Gave up the shorthanded goal, answered with a power play goal, and then the empty netter seconds later. They fall in game 3 by a final score of 4-2. And now the Avalanche have a stranglehold on this first round series, a commanding 3-0 lead.